Welcome to my UX design, shoe shopping, and sustainability project. To begin, we will delve into research. I first interviewed a student who was kind of similar to me, and I used ChatGPT to help me with it, so I did have something. And then I sent an interview to about 20 people. It would have been nicer to get more, but I gotta work with what I had to ask more specific questions and get statistics, and I did have like a good hand on what the demographic was. What surprised me the most is that we tend to underestimate how much shoes and maybe probably just things lying around our house is. But as you can see, the results were all over the place. So, what I did was I did a hybrid between surveys and interviews and asked clarifying questions. And the main theme that I got from their response was that there was seemed to be a gap between seeing something online, which in this case is the shoe, and having the correct shape, size, and measurement, which makes sense because you can't actually like put your hand into the internet and like grab something out. So it's not the same. And what's the point of buying something with the idea of sustainability in mind when you can't like have it accurate to begin with? And so my app is planning on addressing that issue. As you can see, we have some personas. I just want to go through like one of them really quickly. Yeah, as you can see, she's about 20 years old. She has 6 pairs. Um, but as you can tell, she has arch problems with her feet, and that size might be out of stock. And she doesn't want to toss them like immediately. But you're seeing that theme of um, the inaccurate size and inaccurate shape not being there. And then I turned everything into an affinity map. And because I couldn't do this in real life, I just drew my personas out. These are actually drawings. I had a lot of fun with them. And I put them as sticky notes as how they would be like in real life. And this is the organized version of that. So we got some pain points, behaviors, opportunities, and their needs. And I had a good idea. So I did an empathy map. Um, she could be 20, she could be 22. It's about the same thing. Um, yeah, we had some ideas about the website, but we also had ideas about shopping behaviors and like using what we already have. And then there's that main problem of inaccurate size and shapes. Very underrated. I did a card sorting exercise, and this was from the very beginning. I had some ideas that dealt with like shopping in general and community because that's what I got from the research, and I just compiled them here. And thanks to my help from Discord, my friends at Discord, they did put everything in here and they encouraged me to just focus on this area. So I did that, and spoiler, this is the most recent card sort. I created some categories, and um, I had a user help me out here, so I appreciate that. This is the old sitemap. I wasn't sure what I was doing here, but I did have ideas, and the more I worked on them, I ended up getting here. A little bit more detail, a little bit better. Um, this is the final result of doing the card sorting and just going back and forth and editing my Figma design, as you will see. I did have some tasks, and I did a tree test on it, and I got a 63, which it's not the worst, but it's also not where we want to be. So I looked at the results, and it looks like the first task was a little bit confusing. It did have something to do with the introduction page, which, as you can see right here, there's the home, login, and introduction page. So I fixed that right up, and I put it up here. We also had some other tasks, but I'm not going to go into detail about that. We have some task flows, give me an idea of what to do with all of these things that we want to get done. Once again, they do have that theme of inaccurate shoe sizes and shapes. But we also wanted to go with the closet because I think that'd be very helpful for organizing everything. Let's just scroll down here. We'll ignore the user journey for now. And this is where I want to bring you. From the very beginning, I drew some sketches, and I didn't really know where I wanted to go, but the more I designed, the more I wanted to. I told myself that we're gonna focus on the closet. I think it's really cool, and I was very passionate about that idea. Yeah. Some wireframes. I struggled with this a little bit, but I did put it in here just because I want to show you the process that literally just looks like a closet. Yeah, it also has a little bit of a anime theme in there. So I moved into like higher fidelity wireframes. This was a lot of fun to make. I don't know why they're iPads, but I think they look cool. But I was starting to see the light at the end of the tunnel. Moving on to the color scheme, I thought about it and I wanted to look like, I do know that there's a night and day version of an app, and I think I was going for like a afternoon, just so that it's like nice and cool and fun. And yeah, we definitely have some coolness going on and a little bit of action. So yeah, I did write that it's dreamy yet fun, and we are sticking to that theme. And then I got my first draft. So this is very close to my the sketches that I drew and the first wireframes. At the time, I thought it was good, but I did have to get some feedback from other people. And then I did some usability and accessibility testing, which is the whole point of this project. I did some research and I figured out what could be a problem, essentially a cognitive impairment. What's a struggle that people might face, and I found similar themes like long blocks of text, too many pop-ups. They're all essentially seeing the same thing but describing it as something different. So I kept that in mind. And then I did the usability testing, which I only had friends from Discord, but this is what one of my old pages looked like. Spoiler alert, this button was no good. I decided to put this at the top, and honestly, I also got rid of the calculator. There was a problem with here, I forgot what it was, but I did fix it. I did get rid of this hamburger. So the feel wasn't that good, but it did look sort of cute. Here's some of the notes from the video. And then finally, I got my UI design. I think it looks pretty. It looks beautiful. This is a result of going back and forth with the iterations. So you'd start off here, and really I want the user to start off here. So when they download the app, it's going to be the welcome page. They will eventually go here. My prototype does start over here, but this button will lead them to here so that it leads them to the correct simulation. They would log in, and of course they want to dabble in solving the problem, so they will search up a brand, pick the concern, get a little taste of what the app is about, and then here's the closet. Lots of different things to do, lots of ways to organize. You can read comments. You can zoom in, which is very handy for people who want to increase the text because they can't read it. We got some cameras. Hopefully, the three-dimensional technology will not beat everything, because we want the UX design to do all the work for us, or they want most of the handling. Yeah. The friend pages, we can look for a friend. It will lead them here, and then it'll eventually zoom in. So that's very handy. And this is just the login pages if you want to create a new one. And then, just for fun, I did call it not strawberry shortcakes. I did call it strawberry sharks earlier. So if I would launch the app and somebody did tell me, think of a cool name, that's what I would give it. And that's it.